They're in the gate. And they're off. Racing over 1 mile in the listed Coral Distaff, and they broke in a good line with the exception of Tundra Rose, who has already forfeited about 3 lengths to the main body of the field, and it is in the centre that Sweet Francais pushes on. On the inside is Blue Bolt, and then out wide, Victory Queen now pulls away into third. Cajole being kept quite wide. Then to the inside is Supermodel, followed by Miss Tonnerre, and having broken just a step slow, Tundra Rose is still at the back of the field as they go now towards the end of the back straight. Colin Keane has Blue Bolt out in front now. She leads by a length as they leave the back straight behind them. Sweet Francais racing in second. A length and a half to the inside. Supermodel in third. Victory Queen around the outside in fourth. Miss Tonnerre now to the rail in fifth and gaining a bit of ground has gone by Cajole, and still Tundra Rose at the back of the field through halfway in the Coral Distaff and in line for home. Blue Bolt has the lead of a length to Sweet Francais, who races in second. In the pocket is Supermodel against the fence in third. Towards the outside, Victory Queen is urged for more. So too Miss Tonnerre and Cajole, and still last is Tundra Rose. Racing down towards the final quarter of a mile. Blue Bolt's lead has been whittled away now by Sweet Francais, but now Blue Bolt begins to dig in towards the inside. She's finding more gamely. Racing up the hill towards the final furlong. Cajole is the one who's staying on right down the wide outside. It is Blue Bolt who has got the lead. That lead now is a length and a half. Cajole, however, is continuing to charge home, but Blue Bolt is gamely finding more, and it will be Blue Bolt who wins the Coral Distaff. To Cajole in second, and in third came Sweet Francais.
Good race to watch and good winner too. Very tough again. Blue Bolt on the front end. Colin Keane had to fend off the attentions first of Sweet Francais, and then the late charge of Cajole, who never really looked like she was going to get there. She's run a fine race in second, the daughter of Dubawi and Persuasive, but no answer to the daughter of Blue Point, Blue Bolt, who wins for Juddmonte, Andrew Balding and Colin Keane. Sweet Francais did hold on for third. It looks strong form, and that's a strong performance.
Yeah, I agree. She didn't have it easy. She tried to make all the running, but she was kept company by Sweet Francais, and I thought 2 out. The other one, well, Sweet Francais, looked almost as likely a winner. Supermodel tracked them. I'm not entirely convinced she was happy on the ground when she was let down. And Cajole was being cajoled along from at least 3 furlongs out. Hasn't really found her stride for about a furlong and a half. But then stayed on. She's taken another step forward, and she's definitely the right. She'll win pattern races, I'm sure. But it's an admirable performance by the winner, I think. Newbury suggested she might be vulnerable late on, and I thought for a second she might be here, but she's strong up the line and she's won well, and she's a progressive filly for sure.
1 minute 41.67 is the time, and that is 0.57 of a second outside the standard. So we are just talking about good to firm ground.
Good to firm ground. Given we both like Miss Tonnerre a bit, I think that's another blot on her copy, wasn't it? You think she wasn't good. Tundra Rose you can forgive because she missed the break, but
hasn't really run any sort of race, has she, Miss Tonnerre?
No, don't worry. That's 2 in a row now that she hasn't done as well as she could. Victory Queen, I know she's come fourth and lost her unbeaten record. She's probably put up a better performance than either of her wins. She hasn't quite grabbed third from Sweet Francais, but I suspect she's run at least to her mark of 89, if not more.
I suspect Supermodel wants slightly softer ground.
I thought the action.
Hard,
I thought that at Nottingham, and I must say I think she's travelled well, but when she was let down, I saw her change her legs at least once, and I wasn't convinced. Instead, I said this horse in the paddock, I was saying the winner was carrying a pedal, but a lot of rubbish that was. But either way, she's progressing nicely. Whether she has to make the running, I don't know, but she's got a terrific attitude.
And Colin Keane will always have a soft spot for this filly because she was the first winner he rode subsequent to his official appointment as first jockey to Juddmonte. He'd obviously ridden classic winners for them already, but she sort of set the seal on the relationship.
Lovely.
At Newbury, and she's done it again, this time in stakes company. Blue Bolt. Well, she's not bolted up, but she's done it decisively and with no small measure of toughness. Well, she's a fine filly, Blue Bolt, and she's won again, three on the bounce under Colin Keane. Colin, she's very, very tough. She showed that at Newbury. How much did she impress you today?
She impressed me a lot, Nick. She seems to be a filly going the right direction. Very uncomplicated. You can put her where you want, like that. Ideally, we would like something to aim at, but when nothing was going and we had to draw, there was no point taking back. She relaxes in front, and it's good and tough when you need her.
And Sandown Park, when the ground is quite slick on the round track, being in front can often be the best place. Were you pretty happy with the pace she was going early?
Yeah, I'm still getting the hang of the place, but like for a stiff track, it's hard to come from too far back off it. Like as you said, when the ground is like that, being on the pace helps, and being on nice fillies is a bigger help.
You said that with a very sort of wry, slightly self-deprecating smile after you got boxed in on one yesterday. You say you're still getting used to the place. What has taken you by surprise about it, if anything?
I suppose because it's such a stiff track that they don't seem to come back too much on it. Like when you turn in from the bottom of the straight, you're climbing the whole way. And I suppose horses struggle just to make up ground on it, maybe.
And are you in line for a holiday after the whip fence yesterday?
I'd imagine so, but sure, it's my own fault. I'm too used to being 8 is at home. We just have to obey by the rules.
And is that it? Just when you're in the moment there, you're just not switching country code. You're sort of thinking of Ireland a bit.
Obviously, that's the only way I can put it. Yeah. Obviously, we know 6 is the amount over here, but when I was in a ding-dong battle, I suppose it just went out of my head, unfortunately.
Yeah, and obviously everyone's done the maths, and it looks like you might miss the ride on Field of Gold. Bit of a blow, to say the least.
It's unfortunate, but it's my own fault.
All right, well, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.